Modding is a big part of Minecraft. It's still growing, with YouTubers like Seth Bling and Fundy creating their own mods, not to mention Minecraft Marketplace itself. So today I thought, why not try making my own mod? Because, playing a game as it's meant to be is way too mainstream. Instead, we're going to make our own mod that no one asked for. A super tea. Yes, that's right. A drink so powerful it'll make you think I actually knew what I was doing coding this. And of course, to start this off, we're going to need art. Starting with the tea plant. Now this may look like a few green pixels, but trust me, it's terrific. Truly a plant that's going to grow on you. Some might even call it a routine part of the process. And now the tea bag. A real steep achievement if I do say so myself. Some might call it a bunch of pixels, but I call it bag perfection. Finally, the cup. It's nothing extraordinary, but it's magnificent. Alright, right now we need to add our block to the world. Time to code this super tea mod. Some people make their tea with hot water. I make mine with code. Wait, what's this? Ah, block coding. The grown-up version of digital Legos. You don't need to worry about commas, semicolons, or even basic syntax. Just grab a block, snap it into place, and boom, you're coding. Bro, my cat. It's like a build-your-own code kit for people who are afraid of breaking things. Or maybe just for people who have better things to do than memorize endless lines of code. Don't get me wrong, it's still coding. You tell the computer what to do with these colorful little blocks. It's just less like solving Rubik's Cube and more like putting together a jigsaw puzzle that doesn't require any thought, just patience. Now for the hard coding, the tick update. In technical terms, the tick update is MC Creator's built-in way of running specific code at set intervals for blocks. It's like a clock ticking in the background, giving your block, in case this a tea plant, a chance to grow through its growth stages. Each tick lets you check its progress or decides if it's time for some dry humor about how it's growing slower than, say, a 500 episode anime. In a nutshell, think of your tick update as your block nagging reminder that it should probably do something, or at least look like it's trying. Making a tick update wasn't easy. It's like trying to leave your plant to grow, but you have to branch out with checks every tick. One little mistake and your plant's growth gets stunted. It sounds simple, just tell it to grow, but in reality you're stuck waiting for it to sprout the right behavior, one tick at a time. It's a real root of the problem sometimes. The block right-click procedure is so when the plant is placed, it'll be in its first growth state, and not any other. This code took longer than I'd like to admit. Apparently plants don't just know where to start. I need a tutorial for it. Who would have thought telling a plant to begin at stage 1 would be such a complex task? It's not like I'm asking for a revolution. Okay, so writing this Bonemeal code is like the longest quest ever. I think I just coded an entire epic saga. I'm expecting a trilogy out of this. Bonemeal success. Well, here's your trilogy. It's not like the code couldn't stand on its own, but hey, if Hollywood taught us anything, it's that we can always add more. Welcome to Bonemeal 2. Fertilize harder. Okay, I jump back in for testing. My hopes are higher than the kites. It worked. My plant grew, but this is just the beginning. Now that we've got our secret weapon in the soil, it's time to make this dream brew a reality. Now item making is shockingly easy. Not too many steps, most of the procedures are already done for you. But now we get to the coding, which isn't complicated either, just 4 easy steps. Then I copy and paste. This procedure is so that when the block is destroyed, it'll drop an item. In this case, a tea plant. And thankfully, this code worked, and it's even edible. Now for making the mug, because holding hot liquid in your hand won't cut it. I added a simple recipe because it being more than 4 blocks seems unreasonable. After that, I run a quick test to see if the mug is craftable. Boom, we did it. Fully functional and edible. I'm gonna have to fix that. This is it, the super tea. A few lines of code and suddenly I'm a barista of destruction. A true cup of chaos. This is the last chunk of code, the marathon I never trained for. Long and repetitive, but it's so straightforward that I'm practically speedrunning this mod at this point. Line after line, it's almost impressively long for how easy it is. I feel like I've unlocked the art of pretending to work hard. You might have thought we were done, but not quite yet. My mod needed some polishing, but what's left? Well, one of the issues is that my tea plant drops the tea plant, when it should drop leaves, which made it infinitely farmable, and I couldn't have that, so I added seed and tea root, making the seed plantable, so it'll start from stage 1 and not fully grown. Okay, so we polished it like an old table. The plants drop the seeds and the tea root. But when I try to plant a seed, it uproots the world. Now that's some potent brew. So when I tried to fix it, this happens. Did my plant just rewind? I want to go back to its root beginnings. I fixed that code, and then this happens. Every time I fix it, I just made a weapon of mass destruction. It's like trying to solve problems with a banana peel. Slip-ups all around. So what was the issue? It was simple, really. I made the seed an item and not a block. After that, my cat. After I convert it, it should work. Okay. So after all the polishing, it's finally time to fully test this mod. I did everything I was supposed to do. The tea plant grows and drops its seeds and the tea roots. The tea roots craft into tea leaves, which craft into tea bags. And the mug crafting works, which gets us our super tea. It's official. The super tea is in my hands. Time to see if it's a terrific power boost or just a sip of disappointment. Even my screen flickers from its power. Well, would you look at that? The super tea actually works. Looks like I'm brewing with power. Who knew a cup of tea could leave me this strong? Warning, this tea isn't child's play. It'll take wardens down in 2 hits. Looks like this tea got a dark roast for tough enemies. Well, there you have it. From planting seeds to brewing the first cup. The super tea is officially a game changer. 2 hits to warden. So if you ever need a power boost that's as simple as steeping a tea bag, you know where to turn. Just don't blame me when your entire world gets a little too steeped in chaos. Until next time, I'm off to brew some more unattended destruction.